small towns to big cities and everywhere in between. We're covering the great things that are happening right now in the USA. This is Positively America with Ernie Anastas.
Hi everyone, I'm Ernie Anastas. Thank you so much for joining us on Positively America. Nice to have you here. All right, each week we're going to be focusing on the great things that are happening every day in the USA. We're going to feature change makers, innovators, doers and dreamers, ordinary Americans accomplishing extraordinary things. Plus, with a little help from our amazing lineup of celebrities and expert guests, we're going to show you that optimism and hope are paving the way to an even brighter tomorrow. Also, by the way, don't forget to follow us on Positively America on all social media platforms. And you can post a photo or a video. We would love to see that. All right, you've heard the expression, everything old is new again. Well, that's not always the case. So let's talk about that with my very first guest this week, host and style expert Jackie Mirane. Jackie, always great to see you.
Great to see you, Ernie. Great to be here.
Well, you know, we have a lot of great things to talk about. Experts, okay,
Yes.
You're one of them. What are the latest trends going on right now?
Well, it's no surprise that when it comes to fashion, the demand for the fashions that we wear always goes along with the current lifestyle patterns. Lately, what have we been seeing? People are spending more time at home, more Zoom calls, and more need for attention on things like that for our wardrobe. So it's no surprise that some of the biggest trends that we're seeing right now are everything from loungewear to athleisure to those key statement tops for your Zoom calls and so much more, right, Ernie? Even slippers.
Yeah. Even slippers. I like that. Tell me something. How do viewers get in on all of these latest trends? How do they become part of that?
Well, social media has really changed the game. No longer do you have to be invited to be front row at New York Fashion Week, for example. Sure. Now you can go on social media. You can follow your favorite influencers, your favorite celebrities. You can get that inspiration from the runway shows instantaneously as they are happening live. Everyone can now be a front row member of fashion. So I love that. And also, you can search and shop fashion easier now. You can use things like hashtags. You can even check out on things like Instagram. So it's really changing the way we do everything.
It is a lot easier, that's for sure. What are the latest trends, though? Okay, give us some of the tips on what we should know about.
Well, you definitely want to look for things like those sweater sets, jogger sets, leggings, sneakers are trending. Your doable denim. You want those durable denim looks that you can wear. Key pieces that you will get more use out of, like that key new handbag. I think we're starting to see a lot of focus on less is more, focusing on those key items that you really use day in and day out. And you definitely want to make sure you don't have to spend a lot to even invest in those types of items anymore. The great thing is that you can now do affordable fashion with all of your fashions.
What about the trend makers? And, I'm always interested in colors. Everybody's thinking about, what's the hot color? What should we know about? Share that with me.
Yes, well, color is a great way to energize your wardrobe. I think all of us in America right now and in the world, we are craving that positive energy. That's why we love you, Ernie. And that's why in fashion, we love color, because you can use color almost as like color therapy. You can energize your wardrobe with bold brights, which are trending right now. And if you want to know the color of the year is purple. So if you want, I have a little bit of purple in my wardrobe today. I see you have a nice tie there on, Ernie. You're right on trend. You can do any shade from lavender to those bold power purples. And I think it would be my tip to everyone out there is try something bold and bright or on trend today, and just give yourself a little bit of lift with the great power of color in your wardrobe.
Purple happens to be one of my favorite colors. I love that, and I wear that color often. Quickly, organic, eco-friendly fashion.
Yes.
People are always talking about that. What do you think?
Well, as a mom of two, especially now, Ernie, I'm proud to say that. We're seeing eco-friendly fashion. Thank you so much. We're seeing that eco-friendly fashion and sustainable fashion, not only through, those trend women's wear, men's wear categories, but also as a mom. I'm really seeing this in baby clothing. So even right down to our little ones in kids wear, we are now seeing those trends of organic fabrics, recycled materials. Places like H&M, they are making that pact to go more and more sustainable with each and every passing year. So we're really seeing from big companies to those little petite boutique companies, right down to our little onesies for our newborns. We are seeing a lot trending towards organic and eco-friendly.
Hey, before we let you go, quickly, tell me something. I asked this question. What's great about America, in your opinion?
I think the thing that makes America great is we can all be our individual self. We are free to be our own creative self. So use that power for good, everybody, and put some positive creativity out there.
Love it. Hey, congratulations. Happy baby time, okay? Enjoy.
Thank you so much, Ernie.
Thanks, Jackie. Take care. Okay, a lot more still ahead. Coming up next, we're going to throw you a little Positively America curveball.
Hi, it's Bob Costas, and I'm coming up next with Ernie and Astis on Positively America.
And welcome back, everybody, to Positively America. I'm Ernie Anastas. Okay, now, without a doubt, no other person has witnessed as many remarkable moments in sports history as my very next special guest. He's been behind the mic or in front of the lens for almost 50 years. It's time for us to go back on the record with Mr. Robert Quinlan Costas. And it's great to have you here, Bob.
Hi, Ernie. How are you?
Doing great. Hey, you know, one might say that you have done it all. So let me ask you, have you done it all, Bob, huh?
I don't know that I've done it all, but I've done just about everything that's within my capabilities. So at this point, I don't want to do as much as what my inventory was at one time for 30 or 40 years running, but I still want to at least dabble in the things that I feel I can still do well and that I enjoy. So I have a limited sort of schedule at HBO. We do 4 or 5 shows a year that are like the old shows I used to do 20 years ago, just not as much inventory. And occasionally I pop up on CNN if a sports issue blends over into news. And I do about 20 baseball games a year, and they're kind enough to let me pick which ones based on logistics. So I say any game you got in New York, Philadelphia, or Boston, I'm there because I can be back home pretty quickly after the game. So, that's the kind of the rocking chair position that I'm in now.
That's funny. Did you ever imagine yourself having the kind of success that you've had, Bob?
I thought that I could make a living being a sports broadcaster. And when I enrolled at Syracuse in the early 70s, my thought was that meant being on the radio. Maybe I'd call baseball games on the radio. And then in the off baseball season, maybe I'd do basketball games or something. I never could have envisioned the career that I had. I never thought of myself as a host. And outside of baseball play-by-play, what people really associate me most with is hosting the football and basketball coverage on NBC and, of course, hosting the Olympics.
Of course. Hey, tell us something that we may not know about Bob Costas.
Well, this may seem trite, and I know you believe this too. I really believe that celebrity in and of itself is kind of an empty value. We see the kind of cheap celebrity that's all around us now. But if you're honestly appreciated in proper proportion for doing a good job, and that leads to recognition, not crazy celebrity, but recognition, you can use that recognition to pay it forward and do good things for other people. And I think that most of us try to do that. And what's really interesting about sports is it connects people across all demographics, across all age groups. And you can really see a kid's face light up when you bring a ball player into his hospital room. Or you come to a 6th grade class on career day and you talk about what you do. Or you bring a Met or a Yankee with you. Or with all the years I spent in St. Louis, someone from the Cardinals with you. You realize that while it's not the most important thing in the world, it does open up some important windows for you. And the response you sometimes get from people of appreciation, it's not like, oh, hey, that's the guy on TV. It's like something you've said or something that we think is true about you, we connect with on a personal basis. That's a wonderful reward. And I know that you've received it too. I have a lot of doctors in my family, in-laws and whatnot. And I've often said, you saved somebody's life today. But when you go to the grocery store, nobody says, hey, great job on that surgery. What I do is much less important, but I get the perk of almost on a daily basis of someone not just recognizing me, but saying something really appreciative about what I've done. And that's just so gratifying.
Gratifying. What a terrific answer, Bob. You and I have spent some time together. Personally, I know how sincere you are with your answers, which I really appreciate. So here's a question I'd like to ask everybody. In a nutshell, what keeps you positive, my friend?
My friends, my family, my children who aren't children anymore. They're both in their 30s. The friendships, you don't want to get too nostalgic, but we've both been around long enough that we're on the back nine. There's more behind us than ahead of us, even though we're still able to do the things we love. So there's a lot of reminiscing. You know, you get together and it's not like the old folks home and you're on the veranda in a rocking chair, but still there's enough history there with your colleagues and friends that there's a whole lot to go back over, and you realize just how fortunate you've been. You know, I'm not Pollyanna. When something needs to be noted and when a note of skepticism needs to be provided, I think I've done that. But by and large, I've been so lucky to do something that I've dreamed of doing, and that people would pay and do pay a whole lot of money to get into the ballpark. And I walk in and I've got the best seat in the house. And I'm not just sharing it with the people sitting next to me, I'm sharing it with millions of people. What a blessing.
What a blessing. A guy with a lot of class. Thank you for joining us today in your time, Bob. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, after a short time out, we'll be doing a little time traveling. We'll try to imagine what our world will look like in the not too distant future. We'll do a deep dive on that when Positively America returns. And we're back with more on Positively America, and thanks for watching the show that focuses on the good things that are happening all over our amazing country. Okay, my next guest is here to talk about tomorrow's world. You know, that may sound like a theme park attraction, but actually it's become our new reality. So here to tell us more about all of this, a very exciting award-winning national TV host, news anchor, correspondent, producer, the very talented, my good friend, Gigi Stone Woods. Hey, we love having you here, Gigi.
I love being here, Ernie. It's so great to see you. And the future is so exciting. There's so much to look forward to.
Yeah, well, tell us about that, okay? Because you keep up on all of this. What's the world of tomorrow going to be like, Gigi?
Well, one area that's making a lot of advances is something called wearable technology. Basically, clothes that you can wear that will make your life better. One of the neatest things they're working on right now is fabric that can hear. And this has so many possibilities for applications. For one thing, that's already been invented. Pregnant women could wear this fabric and it would help detect their baby's heartbeat to see how well their baby's doing. The fabric could be put up in buildings and it could detect if there are cracks in the wall. The fabric could also be used for blind people, and they would be able to wear this fabric and it would help them see what direction noises are coming from, and it would help guide them.
I can't believe this. I mean, hearing, seeing, I mean, these are incredible things that are going on. There are so many different things that you talk about. For example, I read something about toothbrushes. Something about toothbrushes. What's going on with toothbrushes?
Well, what would be better than fewer trips to the dentist, Ernie? So toothbrushes are just getting a lot smarter. And what they'll be able to do is they're putting them with sensors. So they will detect if you have plaque or cavities coming around the pike. And you'll be able to use that to guide you and prevent any future problems from coming out.
You know, a lot of that stuff sounds really far out, but you know what? It'll be here before we even know it. I mean, that's one of the questions. How long does it take before we actually see some of these things in place?
I mean, there are some things that are happening already. The wearable fabric, the fabric that can hear is already happening. Bionic eyes are already happening. They've been part of science fiction forever, but the research is catching up. New technology coming to the market that will actually restore sight for blind people. So researchers have already implanted the world's first artificial cornea into a blind man. They've developed an artificial iris to smart contact lenses that will restore vision. And they've also figured out a way to bypass the eyes altogether. You would have an implant in your brain and you would wear special glasses that are connected to the implant in your brain. And it would send data directly into that implant, which would give people who can't see a sense of sight.
Yeah, you know, it's great to hear you say that, because a lot of people watching us now are saying, you know, this all sounds futuristic, but these are things that are really happening right now, which is all good news for us. Hey, communication, we all love that. And there are some new cool gadgets out there on communicating. Share it.
Well, imagine if you could go to another country and immediately speak the language. So there are these wireless headphone translators that are already being developed. They are in application. You'll be able to go to another country, no need for the internet. You'll put in these wireless headphones and it will automatically translate whatever language that you're hearing. You just type in whatever language you want it to be translated to, and it will make travel so much more fun and interesting.
Very much so. And there are a lot of other things out there. I know you got a list of things that you want to share. Quickly, tell me about a few more.
Well, there are 3D printed bones that will actually be able to be used as actual bones. Your body will convert them into vascularized bones, and using this special material called tricalcium phosphate, it's through a company called Ossiform, and it will restore the function as if it was the actual bone. One of my favorite gadgets that scientists are developing is a machine that will fold your laundry. I think that would be incredibly practical. They're working on a printer the size of a pen, so you could just take it anywhere and print it out.
Wow.
Cameras that go directly to Instagram, as well as a shoe. This is a silly one, kind of fun, that you can put your phone in, lift it up, and take a selfie.
Let me ask you one last question. What's great about America, Gigi?
Ernie, I'm a first generation American, so my parents came here for a better life, and they always taught me that this was the place that you can come to work hard and be whoever you want to be and constantly invent yourself, unlike other countries where they had come from. There is the most innovation here, the most creative and interesting people and ideas that you're going to find anywhere.
It's all good stuff. Gigi, I love your answer. Love having you on the show. Keep up the good work and come back again. We'll talk about the future, okay?
Look forward to it.
Thank you, Gigi. Have a great one now, okay? Take care and stay well, and take care of your family as well. Coming up next after a short break, our reporter Billy Floyd is asking America, what's one day in your life you wish you could relive? Interesting question. Okay, we'll find out your answers when we come right back.
Welcome back to Positively America. I'm Billy Floyd, and this week we're asking America, is there one day of your life that you wish you could relive?
That would be the first day that we met.
Ooh, tell me about that day. Explain it in detail. Come on, give me something.
We kind of met on a blind date, and we didn't know each other at all, but the moment that we met each other, there was a positive connection.
Well, it'd probably be a Christmas celebration that I had where my entire family was together. So it was the extended family, my parents, my siblings. But, you know, I think it's special because some of those people aren't here with us anymore. So I'd love to relive it and tell them all I loved them.
I would relive the day that my kids were born, because that was the most amazing thing I ever seen in my life.
It would be the day that I got married the second time.
Take me through that day. What was the highlight of that special day?
The highlight of that day was just the excitement and the anxiety that I felt, you know, of marrying the love of my life.
Tell me about one day that you wish you could relive.
The day I got my kitty Jax.
March 1967, the day I got on a plane to come home from Vietnam.
All right, that's how America feels. I'm Billy Floyd, and we'll see you next week on Positively America.
All right, thank you very much, Billy. Okay, as a TV host and a sociologist, I love to read about interesting studies. I saw one about how people feel and do their best when they have more positive emotions than negative. And that's pretty easy to understand. Over the years reporting the news, I've had many people tell me how comfortable they felt listening to my broadcast because of the tone of my voice, facial expressions, and body language. I really appreciate that. The message here is all about feelings. Again, Maya Angelou said people may not remember what you said, but they will remember how you made them feel. When you talk to someone, it could be family, it could be a friend, people at work, consider the emotional connection. As we said, facial expressions, your tone of voice can make a huge difference in how you relate. And as a parent, I have found this to be invaluable. When we talk to our children, maybe trying to solve a problem, think about your child. Make sure you let them know that you love them and you support them and you'll always be there for them. Remember, positive emotions open up to new possibilities, which can lead to doing better in everything we do. Okay, I certainly hope I'm making you feel good right now. Pass along the message to yourself and to your family. Thank you so much for watching us on Positively America. Until next time, have a great day and stay positive, everybody.